What if your Social Security check permanently increased by hundreds of dollars every single month? Not as a temporary boost, not as a one-time stimulus, but for the rest of your life? And what if most people still don't fully understand how significant this change really is, or how it could quietly affect other parts of their retirement income? This isn't a short-term adjustment that disappears next year. This is a structural shift. A reset to the baseline that determines what you receive month after month, year after year. For some retirees, that could mean an extra $300 to $500 every month. For married couples, possibly even more. But here's the part that isn't being explained clearly. While many people may gain thousands per year, some could unknowingly lose part of that increase to Medicare premiums or taxes if they're not paying attention. The rules are evolving. The math is changing. And if you haven't claimed yet, the timing of your decision could now matter even more. In the next few minutes, you'll see how much more you could receive when it may arrive and what to watch for so you keep every dollar you're entitled to, because this isn't just an increase, it's a turning point. Welcome back to our channel Benefit Insight. For years, I've focused on breaking down complicated Social Security updates into clear, practical information that actually makes sense, especially when retirement income is on the line. Today, we're going to walk through what this historic permanent adjustment really means. We'll look at real numbers, not vague promises. You'll see how the revised formula changes your base benefit, how that compounds over time, and why this is fundamentally different from the typical cost of living increases we've seen before. We'll also cover Medicare premiums, possible tax implications, and how this affects claiming decisions. If you're still weighing your options by the end, you'll know exactly where you stand, and whether you need to take action. Why this raise is different. For years, Social Security increases often felt underwhelming. You'd hear about a 2% or 3% cost of living adjustment. Sometimes more during high inflation years. But when the dust settled, the increase barely covered higher grocery bills or utility costs. There's a reason for that. The traditional COLA formula has been based on an index that tracks spending patterns of urban wage earners and clerical workers, people who are still working full-time. But retirees don't spend like full-time workers. Your largest expenses are often healthcare, prescription drug, insurance premiums, housing, everyday essentials. For years, advocates argued that the system wasn't accurately measuring the financial reality of older Americans. Adjustments often felt like they were trying to catch up rather than truly protect retirees. What makes this shift historic is that it recalibrates the baseline itself. Instead of simply adding small annual increases to an outdated foundation, the framework now better reflects how retirees actually spend their money. That means your base benefit, the number all future increases build upon, starts higher. And that distinction is powerful. Because when you permanently raise the base, every future cost of living increase compounds from that stronger starting point. This isn't just about keeping up with inflation. It's about correcting the foundation. What this could look like in real dollars. Let's make this practical. Imagine someone currently receiving $1,800 per month. Under the old system, a solid COLA might add $50 or $60. Helpful, but not life-changing. Under a permanent recalibration, that same benefit could rise to roughly $2,100 per month. That's a $300 increase every month. Over 1 year, that's $3,600 more. And remember, that $2,100 becomes your new base. Future adjustments are calculated on that higher number. Now consider a married couple receiving a combined $3,300 per month. If their recalculated total rises to over $3,800, that's about $500 more per month, $6,000 per year. For many households, that could mean covering rising Medicare costs, paying property taxes without stress, handling home repairs, traveling to see family. Social Security was never intended to be luxury income. It was designed to provide stability. And a higher baseline strengthens that stability. The compounding effect here's where the long-term impact becomes even clearer. If your benefit increases from $1,800 to $2,100 and the next year's COLA is 3%, that 3% is applied to $2,100, not $1,800. That difference compounds over time. Over 5, 10, or 15 years, those percentage increases on a higher base can translate into tens of thousands of additional dollars over retirement. The longer you live, the more valuable that higher starting point becomes. This is especially significant for women, who statistically live longer. Anyone concerned about outliving savings, retirees facing rising healthcare costs. This isn't just a raise for today. It's reinforcement for decades ahead. Will Medicare take some of it back? For most retirees, Medicare Part B premiums are automatically deducted from Social Security. If your benefit rises, those deductions matter. There's also IRMAA, the income-related monthly adjustment amount. If your income exceeds certain thresholds, you may pay higher Part B and Part D premiums. Larger Social Security benefit could push some retirees into a higher income bracket, especially when combined with pensions, required minimum distributions, or part-time income. Now, there is protection called the hold harmless provision. It generally prevents your Social Security check from decreasing due to standard Part B premium increases. However, IRMAA surcharges are not fully protected by hold harmless rules. The key takeaway: understand your total income picture. Also important, Medicare income determinations are based on tax returns from 2 years prior. If you've experienced a life-changing event like retirement, divorce, or loss of a spouse, you can request a reassessment. Many people don't realize that option exists. What about taxes? Social Security can be taxable at the federal level depending on your combined income. Combined income includes adjusted gross income, non-taxable interest, half of your Social Security benefits if combined income exceeds $25,000 for individuals, $32,000 for couples. A portion of benefits may become taxable. Higher thresholds: $34,000 for individuals, $44,000 for couples, can result in up to 85% of benefits being taxable. A larger monthly benefit could push some retirees across those lines, especially if they also withdraw from retirement accounts. This doesn't mean you lose most of your increase, but it does mean planning becomes more important. You could adjust tax withholding through Social Security to avoid surprises at tax time. When will you see the increase? Payments follow the standard schedule based on your birth date: 1st 10th, 2nd Wednesday 11th 20th, 3rd Wednesday 21st 31st, 4th Wednesday. The increase will appear automatically. There's nothing to apply for. The safest way to verify your new amount is through your official My Social Security account at ssa.gov, and be cautious. The Social Security Administration will not charge fees to unlock benefits, not demand payment over the phone, not send threatening texts or emails. Major announcements often attract scammers. Stay alert. What if you haven't claimed yet? Claiming decisions typically revolve around age 62, full retirement age 70. Claiming at 62 permanently reduces your benefit. Waiting until full retirement age provides 100%. Delaying to 70 increases benefits through delayed retirement credits, roughly 8% per year after full retirement age. With a higher baseline, every claiming strategy shifts. An early claim is now based on a larger starting number. Delaying to 70 means those 8% credits apply to a higher base, resulting in an even larger lifetime benefit. Break-even calculations change. Lifetime projections change. Your decision should reflect health, life expectancy, spousal benefits, overall financial stability. The math has moved. Your strategy may deserve a second look. What about disability and SSI? If you receive SSDI, this adjustment applies to you as well. Because SSDI uses the same benefit calculation framework, a higher baseline increases disability payments too. For individuals facing rising medical costs and limited work capacity, that stronger foundation can provide meaningful stability. SSI works differently, but when federal benefit rate limits rise, recipients may see adjustments. If you receive both SSDI and SSI, a higher SSDI benefit could reduce SSI slightly because SSI is income-based, but most recipients still come out ahead overall. Review your updated notice carefully. Final thoughts: this permanent increase represents more than a larger deposit. It signals recognition that the previous system didn't fully reflect the real expenses retirees face. A higher foundation means stronger compounding, better protection against inflation, greater long-term stability, but with opportunity comes responsibility. Understand Medicare interactions. Be aware of taxes. Protect yourself from scams. Revisit your claiming strategy if you haven't filed yet. You earned these benefits through decades of work. A permanent increase isn't just policy, it's protection. Stay informed. Stay vigilant. And make sure you receive every dollar you're entitled to.